Let's look at the Jeep. I'll leave a can of evaporated milk, because it's only like 3 years expired. Water, because there's a cracked radiator. He's got a little ways to go, so you might need that. The funnel for putting automatic transmission fluid in, because it's really hard to get to and it's a narrow one, so let's give him that. Snake, you need a cobra up here. Of course, he's got a dinosaur. Really, if he's really desperate, this is what American coins do nowadays. That's called zinc. Yeah, well, I had this cleaned up. Alright, so all that wiring can be yanked out. I'm giving a pair of emergency sunglasses. This will lock the front latch, because Jeeps, you can just pop it up and you can steal the battery and all that other stuff. So I got that key somewhere. I'll give them that. I probably won't need this flex tubing or anything. Modify that. Every vehicle needs a vehicle knife. This is nothing special, but it's not bad, for a vehicle knife, Jeep knife. I used to have a knife up there. So if you stick them up and you got your hands up, you can have a knife or something else up there. There's a Tuffy toolbox. This is Tuffy on it. Tuffy products. Excellent lock. Excellent lock. Because they could not get in there. They got into everything else. Of course, this. The worn winch, man. Control cable is in there. You might say, why would you need those pliers? Well, if you want to control any of these knobs here, you need pliers. This is a functional Sony stereo, but not when somebody steals the faceplate and you never replace it. So, but it's got speakers and everything else. It's wired for sound. Speaker here. The AC works, but it's only coming through the top fence up here. So there's something in this little. You can rotate these around. It does defroster, but all these other AC things, it doesn't work. A piece of knob somewhere. Here we go. You can glue that back on. It's just cheap plastic. Used to be these things were made out of metal. See, plastic gets the heat and everything else. Here's one of the bulbs for tail light. Here's another adapter. Left no money in there. I left him a safety razor blade, though, in case he needs to, I didn't, I just cleaned it out of with my stuff. I didn't clean it as far as like vacuum and all that other crap. So there we go. Where did that knife go? Leave it there. Gotta finish our survey here. Alright. He's been in this Jeep before. Him and I used to work together at Ratco. That's where I met him. And, we just pull this back here. And then keep on climbing because it's two-door. I'm going to leave that fire extinguisher there for him. I'm going to leave this gas can. It's very old gasoline. It's really small, like 1 gallon. It's better than nothing. One of these two seals pretty well. This is a locking gas cap. I don't have a lock for it, and I don't think it'll just automatically lock. You gotta, but in case somebody steals your gas cap. Static guard. That seat folds down. and it can also be removed. Here's some, he needs some of this automatic transmission fluid, brake fluid, the all-important, very vital Jeep Wrangler. It's a 2003 Haynes repair manual. Yumper cables. I probably don't need them for my e-bike. Your windshield wiper blade. Sorry. Oh, I heard something coming up. I thought, what is that squeaky sound? Alright, so this is really Rain-X. Here's the little jack that it normally comes with. I'm giving him a hydraulic jack. Let's see here. I'm gonna grab this. I've got the screensaver on, so it keeps going blank in here. There we go. Alright, see, I can clean up the map. This is deteriorated, but you know, it was just a strap when it came in. It had no armrest, so I added that to it. I scraped off all the other decals I had. This is still a functional jack here. I'm going to give him that. Of course, he needs an Area 51 parking permit. That's universal. And my do-it-yourself FM antenna. But yeah, fully functional one wrench. These lights are hosed. That one probably doesn't work anywhere either. But very good front bumper. This was added too. These are very good. Got skid plates, like I said, all underneath. This is the type of tire it should be running in the front also. This is just a regular old gas cap. I like the locking gas caps. Not so much that people would siphon your gas, but so people doesn't put stuff in your gas tank if they have an issue with you. And then here, a jack stand, because when you're messing around with a flat or something like that, it really helps to have a jack stand, you know, because you're not relying on it. Especially if you ever use one of those farm jack type things. I used it on a hill and it fell down on me. An ARB recovery strap, back brace, just in case you need to learn English and Spanish. This ball hitch, which will work with U-Haul for towing. Of course, we got a nice tow hitch here and everything else. I really don't miss this Jeep, but it's just like, you know, if you had a pet, going to a good family, you know. So that's that. Of course, these shock absorbers don't work anymore. But if that were me, you know, and I couldn't afford that right then, I would just take some hose clamps, you know, and just have one loose, and then just tighten it. Tighten it there, and then another one tighten it there, and you can at least brace it open. Anyways, this, you just pull this right here, that flips forward, and you can just pull the whole seat out, but you gotta have somewhere to put it. And then it's like a little truck back there. You just got this little space. See, that's the way I had it for the longest time in New Mexico. Let me give them that fire extinguisher too. See, it needs cleaning. But there's their speakers up there. And this is a real padded roll bar. Toilet paper. You never know when you might need that. But this is really as clean. Of course, like I said, there's stuff that's been back here. As clean as it's been in a long time. I love this Jeep. If I'd have known how much I love Jeeps, I'd have had a Jeep all my life. But, oh well. You don't get to hold on to things forever in life, you know? Everything you gotta let go sooner or later. Whatever you have. If you don't let go, it's gonna let go of you when you let go. So nobody gets to keep anything forever. You just like temporarily have stuff. Me and my wife will be together forever. Yeah, keep saying that. Man, maybe you will, you know. But eventually, one or both of you is going to die, and then you won't be together. You can believe what you want about afterlife, but physically, you won't be together anymore. So there you go. That's the Jeep. Now, there was a little I bondoed or patched up here. It's never leaked up there, but this hardtop is still functional. And like I said, the CB radio, I mean, this was good stuff. I think I paid $100 just for this. And I used to have one of these bumper shields over there on it. This was caused by a blowout, but you can replace those easily. And that still works fairly well to keep out brush and stuff from smacking into it. Let's pop the hood. Alright, we're going to pop the hood. I was in San Antonio, and a big crane was in front of me. And something came off the crane, it was bouncing, and went BAM! And hit this. Didn't break the windshield, didn't break anything else, but it broke that, and I consider that a good deal. This light right here, at Ratco, it's right next to the I-45 freeway, and there's a little side feeder road. You gotta like go 45 miles an hour to merge to it. And late one night, I was sitting there, and I started driving along. I said, I don't want him coming up. Hey? Just looking at my Jeep. Cruising?
Yeah, for a minute. I was just running across the door.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it'll be probably about another week now, and then me and you're going to talk about price.
Yeah.
Well, we've already talked about price, but you know what I mean.
Yep. I left a mess. Yeah. See? That's the guy. That's the guy who goes, well, it'll be about another week before you and me talk about the price. We already talked about the price on this one. And the price on that little scooter, I thought I was dealing with that for his mom. It was $300. She was going to buy it for that. I lowered it to $280 because of sympathy for her. One person I've seen driving that thing is him and their nephew. You know, so and like I said, come this Friday, this is Sunday, come Friday, it'll be 1 month that I've loaned him, because the day that he talked to me about that, I thought it was going to his mom. I figured, you know, I've got my own e-bike, I don't really need the scooter, and they are, you know, gonna buy it, and I don't mind, you know, she lives right downstairs to me, she seems nice, he seems alright, everybody seems okay. I'll just let them ride around with it and pay me, you know, rely on them understanding that I'm doing a kind thing for them, that they would at least treat me civilly and pay me at least a dime throughout a month. Even I, on Social Security, could have come up with $50 within a month. If I wanted it bad enough, I could have come up with half the price and stuff, but so now he's talking about me and you are going to talk about a price on the Jeep, like he's going to negotiate it down from $2,500. Well, you know what? My buddy is coming out today, and he's picking it up. So, yeah, we'll talk. We're talking about a week. About a price, yeah, on that scooter that you've been riding around. Because the Jeep's off the table, sucker. If you wanted the Jeep, you would have put a deposit on it. And if you do payments, any place that does payments, they require you to make at least one payment. You know? And some of those are no payment, no interest until blah, blah, blah. You already have to have a credit history or something with them. You know? This person, like I said, I just met him. I met him a week ago. You know, like I've seen him before, but I mean, as far as like talking to him, I've met him a week ago. So, I don't know him. My buddy, Colby, like I said, we got history. We go back together. I know how him and I we know how each other handle stuff under pressure. Under adverse conditions, let's put it that way. And this other guy right here, well, he's got money to go get cigarettes and beer, you know, but he ain't got any money to pay me for a scooter. And now he wants to do payments, discuss price on the Jeep. That's why you gotta time your response on stuff, you know. Look at the daisies. You gotta time your response on things. Let's see if I can zoom in. I think it's like in Star Trek they say, like Klingon would say, revenge is a dish best served cold. I'm not necessarily looking for revenge, but I'm looking for respect, you know? If you don't respect me, and if you treat me like crap, and you think you're just going to roll over me, here he is with the scooter. His scooter. His Jeep. Like I said the other day, he just walked up. I was cleaning out. He goes, hey, what are you doing in my Jeep? Your Jeep? That's exactly what I said. Your Jeep? With that attitude. And he goes, well, it will be. So, it will be if you give me $2,500 cash right now. Yes, it will be your Jeep. But I don't see that. It's got to be real money. Can't be Monopoly money, movie money. It's got to be real money. I don't see that. It ain't your Jeep. It ain't your Jeep till you pay me. Even Colby, he's basically putting a deposit down, but because I trust him, and I'm getting my AK and my 22 back, I know him, you know. He said it'll probably take him a couple of months to pay it. He's not going to screw me over. I trust him. I know him, you know. Like I said, we got history together. So, tonight's going to be a surprise. Because if he's bringing a spare battery, this thing's still got enough juice to turn on the lights and the horn to go off. But it doesn't have enough to crank it over. Well, if he brings a spare battery, I got jumper cables. See in the video, I got jumper cables. So, we just use the battery as a jump start to the other battery. And once it cranks, I know that that battery's got enough oomph left in it for it to run with the help of the alternator. And, because I've done it before with a dead battery. I've come up to a stop sign and seen the light start to dim, and put my foot on the brake and the gas at the same time just to give it enough of an engine run to not die. I've had it in that situation. The Jeep. Let's see the Jeep from back here. Yeah, it won't be parked there anymore. If all goes well today. And my only means of transportation will be that bike. And yeah, so that's enough of that.